So one fascinating thing about medieval knights is they always love to swing their giant members around at every opportunity and never back down from a good, honest, chivalrous fight. However, for some, this did prove fatal. This mad lad here is Sir John Chandos, one of England's finest knights during the Hundred Years' War and one of the most influential Figures during the battles of Crécy and Poitiers. And during one cold frosty New Year's Eve in 1369, he's preparing an English force to ambush a French one. The French are to cross a bridge and Sir John has situated a few knights on the other side while his main force lays in wait from behind. And as the English approach the main French force, they're spotted so it's no longer an ambush, and instead of charging straight in, Sir John begins lecturing the French from horseback about their misdeeds and how raiding his land and taking hostages and plunder from it is wrong in the eyes of God. He ends his speech with, "I am John Chandos, look at me well, and if God please, we will now put to proof your great deeds of arms, which are so renowned." A knightly challenge for any oncomer, as John was prepared to take them on all by himself if he had to. As the two sides are posturing, one Breton knight gets impatient and strikes an English squire so hard in the chest that he dehorses him and then begins beating him to death while he's on the ground. And Sir John, not to take this as an insult, tells his force to dismount and avenge such a misdeed and save the squire. It was said that day that John, who was a strong and bold knight in all of his undertakings, was wearing a great robe that was richly emblazoned with all of his coat of arms that came down to his feet. However, there had been a strong frost that morning, and upon advancing, John slipped on this great robe and tumbled to the floor, and one French knight, sensing an opportunity, struck him in the face with a lance just below the eye that pierced through to his brain. In the heat of the moment, Sir John had forgot to put down his visor, and to make matters worse, he had been blind in that eye for the previous 5 years, so he couldn't see the strike coming, so he couldn't dodge it, as he now rolled around the floor in great agony. The English fought valiantly to avenge their master, and the one who struck John was run through twice with a lance in both of his thighs, and he later passed away through his injuries. But unfortunately so did John, as he was carried away on a shield to the nearest English fort, where he couldn't get to see in the New Year's celebration. Sir John's loss was mourned on both sides, with the English calling him the flower of knighthood, and even though the French feared him for his great deeds, they said that due to his wisdom he could have made everlasting peace between the English and French.